the new moon energy in Aries probably has you feeling like you're ready to come out of that cocoon, spread your wings and fly. And we're all being renewed and rebalanced during this time. So stay tuned, because I'm going to share with you 5 C's that will help you electrify your energy, that will take you into heightened dimensions in your reality as we go forward. Hello, fellow flames. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony, and I will help you live fearless, live loved, and live free. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. So make sure if you haven't already subscribed to do so and hit that notification bell so we know all of my videos go live. I want to thank all of my followers and fans and support and love that you all have given me through this journey of me recovering from the virus. And I've been catching up, so I'm a little bit behind on this week's, but it's going to align perfectly as it always does with this new moon energy that's coming on April the 11th, this Sunday. So what I want to share with you is, let's kind of first talk about what I just said with what this energy is about, okay? So the Aries energy is all about the new beginning. It's all about passion. It's all about creation. It's all about connecting in such a way that brings fire to everything you touch, basically. So we've been going through some pretty deep stuff over the last few years, and especially this last year, and even my personal self, and probably some of you over the last couple months. I didn't even think there was any more to do. But I knew that coming through this Easter and like this last weekend was like this rebirth. And so today I'm going to share with you these 5 areas that can help you go through this process of this rebirth and renew and rebalance your energy as we go forward. And so, as I was saying, I'm going to talk about the energy of that. One of the things that's really coming in this timeline with this energy is these electrical upgrades. And this is what I've went through for like the last couple of months, because it's literally like when I went through what I did with the virus, and it did this activation in my body to purge some deep emotional things that were connected to layers of stored emotions that I've never knew even existed, but I did know that it was time to, in the embodiment of everything, I knew it was time to de-armor, not just the mind, the heart, the soul, and letting this energy come in. But to give birth to it now is about it coming and embodying into your being and into your physical dimension. And that's the only way it can happen in your reality before you do that. So one of the things that this is, this electrical recharge or electrical energetic electricity that's turning on all these switches. So I've been feeling like all these switches, like it's threw me kind of into some anxiety from what I went through, but then that anxiety, my entire body was feeling like on fire, feeling like every nerve was lit up, and I knew it wasn't even just nerves. I knew it was also my soul. I knew it was my energy, and I knew that vibration was like I had electricity like running through me, and I still get the some, but it's getting better. So if you happen to be feeling like you are getting like activated and everything's turning on in these switches and your body's turning into electricity and it's firing constantly, let me know, because I'd like to know if there's other people out there experiencing this. So what's happening though in this is also affecting a lot of people in a health manner. Because of us going through this rebirth or renewal and embodiment of this energy into our physical body, our bodies are having to go through so much, and they have through the whole entire ascension process. But as we purge this out and we purify our body now, there's a lot of health issues that could be manifesting in this timeline. So it's going to be very important in this timeline to think of this rebirth as a renewal and a rebalance of everything. And so what it's really going to be doing is it's going to be, this time, this rebirth is like a rebirth of our programs, our templates, how we're going to handle things. What are our new thoughts? What are our new feelings? How are we going to maneuver, and how are we going to come into alignment with this new way in our thoughts, feelings, and actions that are all moving together like at the same time? So the first area of this rebirth and renewal that you need to like pay attention to is, I'm gonna call these my 5 C's. Okay, the first one is collection. And in the collection of that, what I mean by that is you're collecting the fragments of your lost parts or parts you've never connected to as you are clearing out what is no longer serving you in those spaces. You're clearing that. I could have made this a 6th one, but really the new part, we've done so much clearing, but this clearing that we're releasing is opening the space for us to collect what we've lost. And that's one reason why these energetic upgrades are coming in this electrical form to activate the body and the soul and the mind and the heart in such a way that our frequency is going up even higher in the process. And we need these fragments we've lost of our aspects, of our emotional intelligence that has been broken down over generations, really, even for our ancestral wounds. People don't know how to like connect or communicate. And so that's going to be like, I kind of just told you a couple of them. And the second thing is creativity. Now, a fire sign and Aries passion energy, that's all about creation. We're talking about new beginnings. We're talking about spring. We're talking about rebirth. We're talking about new templates. We're talking about people that have like needing to connect to more purpose, fulfillment, and come into wholeness and completeness, not only within, but that is calling for you to bring out that which you came here to implement onto the new earth and your new templates and your purpose. And that's going to call for some creation. Now, in that creation of doing that, what that really means is that it can be scary. Because sometimes, even though like it's calls for change, in a sense, maybe you're doing something one way and you start to do it a new way, which I kind of started doing that when I told you like I was bringing in Tatiana and Michelle to do readings, which by the way, check out the link below if you're wanting to look at their services. Michelle's schedule is still getting kind of like in order, but there's a couple of you I'll be following up with today, actually later, that I know you messaged wanting to get in with her. And so these new ways of doing things and getting more creative is, even for myself, upgrading into like new programs and new ways to do things. This can be kind of challenging in one aspect because of the fact that, like I just said, we've been used to doing it like the same way for so long. And who likes change, right? And I actually just, and she'll probably watch this, so you'll know this. And so this came through, like, no one likes change. So if you're somebody that doesn't like change, I'd highly recommend you read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? That came through for a client this week, a couple days ago. So make sure to like check that book out if for some reason that you are not liking change. So the third way that you can connect with this whole process of this energy as you're going through the rebirth and learning how to renew and rebalance yourself is to take your communication to the next level. So a lot of people are going through throat chakra clearings and throat chakra things. And I've had laryngitis for 2 months now that kind of keeps coming and going. And because we are recreating new types of relationships in new ways, and we've learned so much about ourselves, and as we reconnect with these people, it's calling for us to be able to express our truth from the heart, not our head. It's calling for you to be doing it in a new way. It's calling for you to say things maybe you've never said, and to no longer create avoidance and of conflict and being fearful to speak your truth or just to share who you are. And all the hidden truths are coming out, even like in a sense of having hidden like your spirituality or the whole twin flame concept. It's about being able to really just from an authentic, transparent place, be able to share who you are and make no apologies for it. And to know that if somebody's not taking it the way that you are meaning, that on the flip side of that, that is not for you to carry your own. Now, because we're trying to communicate on levels to create new ways to communicate, especially in relationships, what I've seen, I've taught for years now, is two people are on two different channels having the exact same conversation. And one's taking it one way, one's the other, and you're having two total conversations about the same thing. And it's how can you get in the same frequency of the same language that creates the same connection? Because this creates a lot of, I don't exactly want to use the word conflict, but it creates confusion. When one person's asking for something or sharing something and the other one heard something totally different, and then they take it a different way in a different context and it goes off in another direction. And I actually just had this happen in the last couple of days. And it could have even went into an old pattern of being like, okay, well, I did my part. I'm a great communicator. Maybe just like let it go. And part of my own lesson in that was to say, no, that wasn't complete. That wasn't finished. I wasn't fully heard, nor were they. And so being able to come back at it after kind of it being shut down and saying, I don't like the way that ended. And I was the one that, reached out for that. I don't like the way that ended. And I would like to make sure that if there's closure here, it's done in a whole new, different way, because I don't even know what just happened, quite honestly. And so a lot of communication is going on. A lot of people are going to be testing this communication. A lot of throat chakra stuff is going on because we're being tested in new ways in this rebirth and rebalancing and renewing on how to connect and communicate in new ways. So the fourth one is connection. And what that means is, like, I've been connecting with a lot of people recently that I had not been connected with in a long time. So a lot of people are returning and revisiting. And it's closing out the past as far as like anything that was either individually needing to come to different levels of maturity, of spiritual growth within, or your personal path, or your spiritual awakening to now realign in a new and complete and different way. And maybe you've been in connection, you've went your separate ways, and not even for no reason, but then all of a sudden you're paralleling again and it's coming together to number 5, even collaborate. I've even had people kind of reconnect with me for collaboration and projects and things. And because as a chiropractor, we consider ourselves long rangers out there that don't really, we have our communities and we connect, but it's not like, it's like you go into this business and you do all these things, and even being a chiropractor is different. It's like the voodoo doctor and like that isn't a real doctor. And so when we get into the spiritual world or this twin flame world, it's like the same thing. Okay. It's like being a lone ranger out there, and we're doing this self-abandonment, and we're trying to all be light workers and healers. And it's time now to collaborate in these merged forces that make it more powerful and more grand. And I've been being called out more in that way. And with that being said, it's not been exactly easy because I have things in order that have been like ABC 1, 2, 3, and to add this in is a challenge, But okay, so just to recap, you're gonna start to collect all of your energy. You're gonna be creative out the wazoo, and it's time to communicate in new and different ways. And your throat chakra is going to be affected for that communication, but also I feel like the heart chakra is really being active too. I've been having a lot of heart chakra activation, but this is helping us to connect with people in a deeper bond, a deeper way, and then collaborate in such a way that the power of two or the power of groups become greater than one. So this is how we can magnify and electrify and enhance and expand what we've been working on all this time as we embody all of this and bring it into our form, bring it into reality, and redefine new relationships in new ways as we come forward in our purpose, either starting it or upgrading it or elevating it, and then being able to just be who we are as a renewed, balanced person in the resurrected version of our higher selves. So I send all of you so much love, and please let me know where you're at during this new moon energy. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. And I just want you to also know I have not forgotten about the emotional transmission to help you heal your wounds for those emotions, to bring them up that I've talked about for a transmission. It just hasn't aligned for my time getting back and integrated into what my typical routine. I won't even say normal because nothing's normal in this world anymore, but a typical routine I'm really having to navigate some things to get back on track. So I appreciate your patience in the process. Again, I love you loads, and have a fabulous, fabulous new moon, and I will see you on the next video. Namaste.